Damage family, welcome to another episode of the Strain Damage Podcast. This is
your brain on buds.
It's your brain on buds, man. It's always on buds. The game of cannabis is changing. Instead of just going into stores, there are methods of getting cannabis delivered to your door, and not just any products, but the products you want. The subscription model has been used for years in tech, and now we are seeing it invade the cannabis game, and we got some people doing incredible things here in Albuquerque. For one of the creators of STASHBOX, we got the homie Sam in the building.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So what has Abq Stashbox been up to recently? Actually, we know Abq Stashbox, but for all the viewers, because we have viewers in Eastern Europe and stuff too, what is Abq Stashbox?
We are trying to change the way, revolutionize, sometimes we say, it might be a little extreme, the way people interact with cannabis. We're trying to make it more affordable, we're trying to make it more convenient, and with so many options out there on the market, we're trying to bring smaller brands or brands you've never heard of to your door. Everyone likes to figure out something new. You're excited to tell your friends about the new fire you got. You can go to the dispensary, you can take a chance. We vet all the products that we put in our box. We've all been smoking, our team, for combined 60 years. So you can trust us, whether you're busy, whether you have kids, for whatever reason. Everyone, you guys busy?
Yeah.
Everyone I know is busy. So it's just,
there's days when I'm working like 15-hour shifts and I'm like, I wish there was somebody that could bring me some treats.
That's what I mean. Everyone I know is busy, so let us do that work for you. Bring it to your door. You just gotta be home. So Sunday morning, Friday afternoon, whenever you want your delivery, you set it. We'll find products for you and bring them to your door. And it's not like they're completely random. You pick your indica, sativa, both. You pick whether you want carts, you want flower, you want pre-rolls, you want edibles, or a little bit of everything. We go find that, source that for you. And
So there's like variety boxes, but then there's like people that are like, give me every single jar of calochla concentrates on the market.
Absolutely. And we all know the big brands and we work with them, but there's a lot of little guys out there doing really cool things with micro grows that don't have the distribution. And so we're helping them, we're keeping it in the community. We're working with local restaurants to bring deals on food. I think cannabis and food go hand in hand.
Definitely.
We go so far as even we put Skittles in every box, just to start that munchie off right for you.
Hey,
You know
man,
what I mean?
I gotta tell you too, I'm a big boy, so whenever I get high, I always need those munchies.
Yeah.
So that's definitely appreciated on the Stony side, you know what I mean?
Our first partnership was with Chiba Hut, because,
That's a good one.
you know. But yeah, just really it's cannabis community in Albuquerque, trying to do a cool thing, trying to help out the little guys, trying to help consumers find new things. I'm alright right now, thank you. New things that they're gonna fall in love with, and yeah, we go to events, we do shows. We actually have a party later this month for kind of a launch. I don't have the specific dates yet, but Abq Stashbox on Instagram if you want to keep up with what we're doing.
Straight Damage family, definitely tap in with that.
Abq Stashbox.
abqstashbox.com if you want to grab your box. We are live now, so
Cool.
if you are interested in trying Stashbox out, please do so. We'd be honored to serve you.
And then as far as like say, it's a subscription-based thing, correct? Or is it something where?
Yeah, so right now that you can do it either way. You can order a one-off box, absolutely. But the true convenience, I think, is the recurring box. So we have people who kind of set it up, budget it for their month, so they know when they're getting it, when the money's getting pulled out, and it's kind of like a set it and forget it type of deal.
Yeah,
So, like the last Friday.
That really helps with budgeting as well.
Yeah.
Because there's even certain times where in the month I'm like, last month I spent a lot, or spent just a lot on flour. So I'm like, this month I'm trying to, and with that, it makes it where at least I know how much of my money is going towards that.
Yeah.
Every month, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like the last Friday of every month, you're going to get your stash. And something to look forward to. We work really, really hard on bringing products below retail. Like every single box guaranteed will be worth more than what you pay for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, this is cool stuff, man. I want to hear how you got started. So
I gotta give you huge props though, because the name is so fire. Like,
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
The name is really what catches me, and even your guys' logo, it's dope as hell. I think that as far as like media and even marketing, the way that you guys have like introduced yourself, I feel like it's something that I haven't really seen here in Albuquerque as far as the cannabis industry. It looks very professional, so I gotta give you guys huge props to that. It's like, you guys carry yourself very well.
Much appreciated.
100%. I mean, that's good business. Branding is a part of the game. That's how you stand out in a crowded market. And I mean,
I seen it though, and it's a lot of stuff here is sketchy. You know what I mean? And that's anything in the cannabis industry. There's gonna be sketchy companies and avenues, but just looking at your guys' Instagram, you guys create a kind of like atmosphere, like where it's like I could trust these people. You know what I mean? It's like makes it very it's very open. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, you guys want to try it? We're here. You know what I mean? It's not really.
and the website details FAQs like, okay, tell me how this works. Explain it to me like I'm 5, and you get a good explanation for that for sure.
I appreciate that, guys. I'm glad that that's coming through. So the one thing that you can't, I mean, you can market, you can brand, but the thing that we thought is, me and my business partner, we're both born and raised here. That's like, the authenticity is really important to us.
Yeah.
So we film in a way that we would like to see things. We portray Albuquerque in the light that we see it because we grew up here. You know what I mean? That's why I'm in most of the videos, although we have like friends and guest actors and things like that. We do videos that we think are gonna be funny. We basically...
They're fire, bro.
We're just,
fire.
We're just a couple of dudes with cameras trying to do something cool that we would want to watch, and then we're finding audiences that are like-minded.
That's been our mentality for Strain Damage too, in terms of like the programming outside of the podcast. Podcast is really about what's happening in the state, what's happening in this country. But
I think you nailed it with, you gotta really do things how you want it to be done. You know what I mean? Like whenever, that's what it is. That's why I think it's so authentic, like how you used. I think that's why it's so that, because when I see it, it's just like, it's done how I want it to be done. You know what I mean? I'm like, this isn't like too much, it's not too less, it's just like, it's perfect for what you guys are trying to do.
yeah.
Thanks.
So,
I can't wait till the day when we could get see that Stashbox commercial on the Super Bowl ads or something, boy.
Interstate commerce, with rescheduling, interstate commerce then becomes a thing. Then advertising regulations get eased. So, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the what is not allowed, even on platforms like Instagram, almost changes.
Yeah.
You almost have to step over the boundary and then to correct you to find out where the boundary is.
Exactly.
And that's part of the game you got to play with social media.
Exactly.
I think Twitter's probably, you can pretty much show anything on Twitter.
Yeah.
Elon Musk made Twitter so crazy, bro.
So we're trying to move into that. We don't have too many followers. It's a learning curve that we've been excited to be on the journey of, because you find out what people resonate with and what people don't resonate with. And what we found is when we're like true to ourselves, people tend to resonate with it. And when we try and go over the top, even though sometimes the production value is there, people are like, what the fuck was that? What are you guys trying to do? You know what I mean? So I think keeping it true to ourselves and and always being up to date on new regulations for advertising and for selling and consuming cannabis in the state. Because New Mexico's only been rec, a year and a half now? So they're still figuring it out too.
That's crazy that you said that, because I don't think, out of all these podcasts, I don't think I really noticed how new we really are to the game. You know what I mean? And a lot of people y'all are running in that shit.
In terms of a regulated industry and market, that's new. But like, there's been like a huge cannabis culture here. I feel like that's existed for years, even with the medical market.
It's one of those things too, though. It's just like any kind of community. You gotta come amongst that community, and I feel like something now that it's recreational, anybody can have access to it. You know what I mean? So it's just like before, you just kind of had to know of it. You know what I mean? So now that it's more accessible to everybody,
so the community is
it's
larger.
just something where it's like really realizing how some people are really advanced. Because everybody back then used to be like, Albuquerque, New Mexico is so behind. You know what I mean? But it's just like everybody was kind of like, it wasn't recreational yet, and it was a lot harder to get involved unless you had so much money to put into it. You know what I mean? Unless you had all this, boom, like the money that some of these dispensaries that have been medical forever have to back them, a lot of people didn't have. Like, you know what I mean? So even like our last guest, how she had to sell her whole house just to get a dispensary.
Yeah, I hear stories. There's a lot of dispensaries here. I wish the best for everybody, but I wonder sometimes whether the market can sustain the level of licensure that the state is issuing.
No, and I think that's what the state is doing now. They're, with restrictions on selling clones, the banning drive-throughs, right? They're doing things to curtail different business models or smaller players from effectively getting involved.
Yeah. No, when we rolled out our model, we don't have a physical, like a retail location that you can't come to us, and they were confused. But it made sense from a safety standpoint too, so we were glad that the CCD came around to like our way of thinking, even though it took a little bit of time.
Did y'all have to apply for like a different type of retailer's license, or?
So no, there's only a certain amount of retailer's license. We just had to talk through our model and why it made sense both for the state, for the consumer, and for us. And those guys are figuring it out too, So we came together and we're all good now. We passed our inspection.
You think that was one of the more harder things about getting Stashbox established, or what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we didn't have a name. We just had an idea, really. So like taking the small steps that turned into bigger steps was definitely a part of it.
Hell yeah. And I think we kind of want to take it back a little bit because I think I kind of jumped into it a little. You said you're originally from Albuquerque?
Mm-hmm. Born and raised.
Hell yeah.
Business partner too.
So what do you think it was like growing up here, and like when did you say cannabis got introduced into your life?
Well, it's crazy to see the arc of it, because I think the first time I smoked cannabis, I was at Montgomery Park in my pickup truck.
Oh shit, I play tennis there.
Yeah, see? And it was big, so you could kind of go in the middle and not be seen from the street. But we didn't, I don't remember if I was not old enough to buy pipes or whatever, but we used to smoke out of apples. So we would just go core an apple, find some swag, if you guys remember swag.
Yeah, everybody started on swag.
You could get it for what, it would just be $20 for a half ounce?
Yeah.
And you'd go to the Taco Bell and we'd steal a tray, a purple tray, and pick out the seeds and stems, and then load it into our fucking apple, because we thought, well, if anyone finds us, we can just throw it.
That's some real 90s shit.
You know what I mean?
Out of an apple and sorting shit on a Taco Bell tray.
But that was my Albuquerque experience. And so now to be like on the other side of that, and cannabis is being portrayed in a positive light. I know people who like at that time in high school would have like gotten mad at me, you know what I mean, like elders and stuff, and now they're like seeing me do this and they're like coming around to the way I think. So I think that's cool. I love that cannabis is being portrayed in a more positive light.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like my origin story with it, and it goes from there. And I've waxed and waned with consumption.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone's been on probation and had to quit for a little while, or at least I have. And then you encounter it, and it's a little bit different. So yeah, I like the journey of it.
So did you start like kind of right out of the gate? Like, is this with Abq Stashbox, is this your like first professional venture into the industry?
On my own, yeah.
Okay, so you've worked in the industry.
Yeah, I've been around it. Friends who got jobs at dispensaries. I mean, obviously going to the new ones when they popped up when it was brand new, and everyone's super excited. I never really anticipated being in the industry. It just seemed like complicated and big. But then we saw a need that needed to be met with not only necessarily delivery, but like curation, like finding new products, helping people out, like my parents or friends' parents who didn't feel comfortable going to the dispensary to try things out and figure out their dosage, their strain type that made them feel good, whether it was like for symptoms or just for relaxation or for whatever, everyone has their own reasons. And we thought, why not create a cool thing with cool people in the state that I have personal relationships with. We'll package it fun, we'll advertise fun, and we'll bring it to their door. And it just seemed like well, me and my buddy or my business partner were at the gym lifting weights. You know, you get that like post-pump like clarification thing, and I was like, we should do cannabis. And that was last June. And so we started putting the pieces together, formed the LLC, tried out a bunch of different names. Abq Stashbox kind of stuck, it made sense. We deliver in a box, it's a stash, you know what I mean? And yeah, we've just been incrementally improving our relationships with vendors, our relationships with customers, what works for every aspect of the business. And yeah, when we rolled out last month, I guess it was this month. No, last month, it's February. We were pumped, and we're excited to see where it grows. And we're not making or selling any singular product. So I think the box can evolve with the market. We've had ideas to do hash box instead of stash box for those consumers who are really into that. Because you know, if you're into that, sometimes smoking a pre-roll just isn't gonna do it for you anymore. So I think as we get feedback from consumers and as the market changes with what products are available, we're in a position to probably adapt with it. So we're always looking for feedback on how to better serve the cannabis community, because that's the end goal, you know.
What does your vetting process look like? So somebody's like, hey, yo, I want to put my products in an Abq stash box, and they leave you some samples. So how do y'all kind of test it and then decide, okay, yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, like good enough to be in the box type shit.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably product, like when someone brings me a product, there's a market for it. So it's less like, is it good enough, or more like, who is it for and how do we get it to them?
Okay, so you're thinking purely from a market perspective, not even like, okay, first is this a quality, but like, do people want to buy this? Is this something that is already being purchased in a higher volume?
Yeah. So my worst fear delivering boxes is someone's not going to be pleased with it, because that means that they heard about us, found out about us, took a leap of faith on us, gave us their money, and trusted that we'd be where they want us to be at the time they want us to be with products that they're gonna like. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
That's a lot of faith to put in us. And but it's also an opportunity for us to deliver on that.
Yeah.
And so far we have with all of our customers.
Yeah, that's good.
So basically when it comes to like vetting product, to bring back around, we just, we have our panel of people, and we don't talk about it together, or they don't talk about it together, they just all kind of tell us their experience with the product, and we try and see where it's going to fit in the stash box. And other factors too, like how much of it do you have, what's the price point on it, you know, things of that nature. And different producers oftentimes want different things out of our partnership. Sometimes it's strictly to move product, a lot of times it's exposure, you know? If we can expose a bunch of people in Rio Rancho to a product that they otherwise may not have seen because their distribution is on the east side, well then the producer gets a customer. You know what I mean? It only works, our model only works if everybody wins. If the consumers win, if the producers win, and if we win. And then if that's happening, then there's no reason for everyone not to continue to build and grow. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't want to leave anyone out.
Nah, I definitely get what you're saying. Cause, I don't know, it's even something too, you don't want to get something that, say you're always seeing, or like it's just the same old stuff, like I don't know, I feel like...
DBG doesn't want Blue Dream in his box.
Yeah bro, like...
A lot of Blue Dream out there.
Yeah.
A lot of Blue Dream.
I do not like when I get like, I have to like just smoke the same shit over and over again. Like I like different, and like even sometimes though, like there's those ones where I'm like I see it and I have to get it every time.
Super booth.
Yeah, no, and I think the appeal of that variety is that. I mean, you guys have been with me, you go to a store and they have how many strains? Dozens of strains.
Yeah.
It's like, which one of these is gonna hit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're trying to take a little of the legwork out of that, and yeah, have a little fun with it.
No, that's lit.
Do you guys ever do any holiday like related or like themed boxes? Like
Special edition.
yeah,
We have so many ideas for theme box, and we try not to get ahead of ourselves because we're brand new. And I was like, let's establish Stashbox, and then we can do Valentine's Day lovers box, St. Patty's Day box. You know what I mean? There's a day for everything, but we were trying to do one monthly. I mean, don't hold me to this because, like I said, we're always changing. But I think it'd be fun, and we almost even missed an opportunity because the Super Bowl is coming up, like Super Bowl. You know, I thought that would be cool to do like a party pack. You know what I mean? It's like one of the most famous sit on the couch days. Like everybody's gonna want a toque. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everyone's gonna have people over. We were gonna try and do like deliveries that morning so people could try everything out. But yes, absolutely. Is that concept idea like fully fleshed out? No, but is my whiteboard at the office filled with like fun stuff we could do? Absolutely.
So you got them in the chamber ready to go, basically.
Yeah. But rolling something out and having the idea, there's a lot that happens with the execution of that, like box design, like meeting with people. I mean, it's a lot. But yes, absolutely. I don't know when the first kind of like theme box thing will be. I know it'd be cool to do something 4th of July. Obviously 420 is a big one. I don't know if we carry enough weight to kind of do that. I think we'll probably just kind of represent ourselves at the various parties around town. I don't know if that holiday needs more theme. You know what I mean? I think the culture's got it.
They've already figured that.
If you wake up and you want to find something to do on 420 that's cannabis related, you're not gonna have to go far.
Go outside.
A lot of people like to go to that like
Yeah,
neighborhood
pretty much.
We have like a big old thing.
They're doing a whole
That should be
thing.
great.
So we'll probably, for lack of a better term, we'll probably piggyback on some stuff that other people are doing and just use it as a way to kind of put our name out there even more. You know.
Oh, 100%. In terms of, in the name ABQ, right? So y'all deliver to Albuquerque and Bernalillo County and the surrounding areas. Have y'all thought about expanding outwards into the state?
Absolutely. So the reason that we're bound by Albuquerque is for legality reasons, the boxes need to be delivered in person. They need to be delivered to the person who placed the order, and the ID check at the door must match the ID uploaded to their profile on our website, which is a lot to coordinate. But yes, absolutely, and we're trying to think of creative ways to get into smaller towns. Obviously, the two bigger markets in New Mexico are Santa Fe and Las Cruces, strictly population-wise. So those I think will be easier once we get enough orders to make that drive there viable. It's an hour to Santa Fe, it's a little bit further to Cruces. We would absolutely want to expand there. We just haven't put in the time to kind of market and let our presence be known there.
Yeah.
But I think towns like that, obviously Albuquerque is the biggest market, so we get the most dispensaries. And I think those places could absolutely use our service and would be happy to have it. As far as like smaller towns go, I'm always talking to dispensary owners about maybe wholesaling the box there, or even do it as like a pickup. You know what I mean? So I don't have to go to a bunch of different houses. I can like once a month take Gallup's orders and leave them at a dispensary. Dispensary owners gets people through the door, people pick up their box, and then we can kind of share our idea to towns that otherwise might not have access to it. So we absolutely want to expand and serve everyone in New Mexico, because really a lot of people who want our service the most are the smaller towns. So we're trying to be creative, and that's really the name of the game with this, is being creative.
For sure. Speaking of being creative, if you were going to create your own stash box, what would that have?
For me personally?
Yeah. Like stash box for Sam, that's coming to your door Sunday morning.
I would probably opt to do a variety of things.
He's
Okay.
sounding that.
Well,
push
for real,
it.
because like I use cannabis to help me sleep at night.
Okay.
So I have my chocolates and my gummies and my tinctures that kind of like, you know, you put on a show you've watched 100 times, pop one in and you're sleeping. And then there's like Sunday afternoon when I want to watch football, you know, I kind of go for probably something like an infused pre-roll, you know, something a little hyphy. I don't personally I can't do concentrates. I know you guys probably do.
Yeah. For me, it's like it's a cleaner high in that I still feel as high as fuck if I'm compared to, you know, smoking flower, but I'm functional. I'm not like couch locked. I can get up. I can drive a car. By trade, originally, I'm a software designer, coder, right? So having like a nice sativa and the Puffco or taking a dab of that, then is like jet fuel. And I'm like,
See, that's awesome. It's too much for me.
that's fair. Yeah, no, it's something that I've kind of learned. Like this, you need to measure it properly
You have
for
to
it to
properly
work for
harness
you.
it.
Yeah, you have to properly harness the power, which I've managed to do.
Good.
But I will be honest. So I'm originally from Buffalo. I moved here from Texas about a year and a half ago, and like, I will say the concentrate game out here compared to what you have available in Texas, which is either some nasty BHO shit made in somebody's factory, or you know, whatever they bring from dispos in Colorado or Vegas.
Yeah. I think Texas is getting some lead from here now.
Yeah, El Paso's flooded.
Sunland Park is busy.
Yeah, P37 just posted up there. Shout out P37, Supreme Oreos.
We love their flower.
Yeah.
Love it.
So okay, so you would have a little bit of everything. We'd have some chocolates, some gummies, tinctures.
Pre-rolls.
By the way, if y'all want rosin lotion, I know a guy in Roswell who would probably want to shit in Abq Stashbox.
Please send me producers. I love
Yes.
working with people. There's always a spot for us to shout out their products.
Guys
We're
like
doing
established
events.
demand. Got a shit in stores all around the state. So
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, if you guys, from here going forward, if you guys come across something cool and you think it would work with us, by all means, collaboration is the name of the game. I think the more we help build each other up, the better it's going to be for everybody.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, I'm down. If you think they're cool, I bet I think they're cool too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, with us, I guess you know like. If we were to evaluate, I think we would focus more on like quality, taste, like the tangible elements of it. But and that's why that interested me, where you're like, hey, listen, we need to focus on market demand. If there is no pre-existing demand for this, then we're throwing Hail Marys.
Exactly. And I want to deliver more than that. Like I said about that leap, you know.
Yeah.
And then once I develop that trust with a customer, then it's like a friendship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see them in person because I still do deliveries, you know what I mean? I see them in person. I'm like, what's up, man? How was last week's box? People message me on Instagram like, hey, we got that stuff from Headspace Alchemy. Where do I get more of it? And then I can go to my guys at Headspace Alchemy and be like, dude, they love your shit. Where do you want me to refer them to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, win-win-win. Headspace Alchemy was stoked they liked their stuff. The customer was stoked you got his stuff, and I got to be the middleman to put it all together. You know what I mean? That's a big smile on everyone's faces.
Definitely.
Reinventing being the middleman.
Yeah.
Bringing that fire to
Yeah.
meshing them with the big hitter brands. They
Yeah.
got some fire shit.
Yeah. So we work with them too. We have you guys know Enchanted Botanicals.
Yeah.
They're still good. We do work with P37. We do work with Bloom. But I think it's a mixture. I think, yeah, of course you want the big name stuff. They've been around forever. They're killing the execution. But I also want to check out what this guy's doing in Edgewood. You know what I mean? Only a couple people know about him. Spread his stuff.
Get
all over
that
the
super
place.
secret shit that you've never heard about.
Yeah.
Oh, we got plenty of those for.
That shit that make you want to travel real quick.
Yeah.
And more of it's popping up. You know, people are bringing in. Like, it's always going to be evolving. It's always going to be developing, and that's what's cool about it.
That's what's up, man. So thank you for joining us. I'm definitely gonna order an ABQ stash box because I gotta try this out.
I gotta get one. I gotta.
I'm gonna do a hash box and see what happens with that shit.
So it's in the development. We're working on it.
All right.
But if you have some recommendations, please send them my way.
For sure. So if
Couch lock always.
Oh,
Couch lock's good.
100% couch lock. Definitely Caballo Gas. I'm gonna make an intro with these guys because like they're early, but their shit is gonna be everywhere.
Good. Good for them.
So yeah, so you're on Instagram at ABQ Stashbox, abqstashbox.com, and that's where people go to find out, book an ABQ Stashbox delivery, or if they want to get in touch with y'all for getting their products in the Stashbox.
Yeah, and if you reach out, abqstashbox@gmail.com, that goes to both me and my business partner, and we will get back to you, man. We will.
Oh yeah, awesome, Sam. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate you guys having me so much.
Of course.
Strain Damage Worldwide.
Peace.